What it do, what it do, what it do. Good morning, Mrs. Say. I go by the name of BRWE, representing that self-made hustle TV, where the hustle has to be in you, not on you. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. And let me get this music and shit together, because my computer is running gooky this morning. Just jumped on it without warming it up. I'm gonna buy me another computer. This is gonna be my fourth one. Just don't run like I wanted to run. You gotta give me something better. Let me, y'all bear with me real fast. Good morning. See, good morning, man. See, I told y'all, let me grab my lighter real quick. I told y'all, hey, didn't I tell y'all that, and with that nigga Trump, salute everybody. With that nigga Trump saying that he it's a chance that he will pardon them. it's like the case is going in a different way now. You get what I'm saying? We talking about, you know, y'all know what we talking about, man. We talking about the dealer, man. Let me get this shit up on the screen real fast. Yeah, we talking about the dealer, man. We talking about the dealer, fool. See, so what the state is gonna try to do now is, since Trump talking that bullshit, like, since he talking that bullshit, like, they like, okay. Cause remember what Trump said? He said if he feels a person has been mistreated, he will look at it. So what the state finna try to do now is they finna try to make this nigga Diddy look bad as hell, cause they feel like this is a bullshit ass case. Now we just doing this shit for nothing because this nigga gonna fuck around and pardon him. So y'all listen to this.
Are they opening the line for public? Okay. Listen, Donna W said, thank you for keeping us informed. I'm about to get into line. Okay, so in any case, you guys, right? What is going on with the whole Diddy saga? Diddy needs to stop, we know that. But also, they are watching a PR campaign. Now, how does that PR campaign play into what they say about the pardon? The pardon is something that we really need to pay attention to. Again, Brian Still's cross, very effective. Xavier's cross, very effective. Miss Westmoreland's cross, very, very effective. Mark Agnafilio, Iana, we need help. But the thing is, it has become, since Trump said he is open to some type of pardon if Diddy was treated unfairly, it lets us know that this might be signaling a new era for the defense, where they don't need to convince the jurors. They just need to convince social media. People just need to think that Diddy...
You heard what she said? At first, it was the jurors we trying to convince. Now that Trump said what he said, now it's a whole different direction, man. We not trying to convince him. We trying to convince social media so they can post all these bad clips about Diddy and all this bad stuff about him. So Trump will look at it and be like, nah, nigga, I ain't gonna let you out, my nigga. You did too much. In actuality, I believe that Trump is not gonna let him out, fool. Dog, you got women assistants and shit crying on the stand. Name a pardon that's this situation. Well, motherfuckers that got sexually, you know, all types of shit, and he pardoned the person. No, bro, he has not pardoned these type of people, fool. It been people that done shit, terrorists, all type of people, drug addicts, not no R letters, man. So now y'all finna see, y'all finna watch how they illuminate this nigga Diddy. Y'all about to see on social media. She telling you right now. Shout out to her.
Diddy had a raw deal, that maybe these girls are over-exaggerating, maybe these men were jealous, maybe all the women wanted, right? We just need to sit there and think about, if we redo the narrative and social media takes a turn and says, well, you know what? Maybe it was DV, right? And we all know that DV can be brushed away with a few hours of rehab. Maybe it was DV, but I don't think it was domestic violence. I don't think it was anything that serious. Once they can move it to that, people would say that if we could make the inroads to getting Trump to pardon him. Hey, how are you, Chloe? If he did, hey, good morning, beautiful. How are you, beautiful? If you could make those inroads into actually seeing, right? Into actually seeing that it wasn't so bad, then it would be so easy. Now, this is going to hit a lot of pushback. I was all in the MAGA. You know me. I go to Reddit. I go to Instagram. I go anywhere I can. I was all in the MAGA chat rooms. I don't see how Donald Trump is going to sell this, because MAGA seems to hate Diddy. He is on the same list as Jeffrey Epstein. I don't see how Brian Still, Mark Agnafilio was...
You know, I get where you coming from, bitch. It's like, really, I don't got no dog in this fight. I don't, like, y'all might think I'm for, if he wrong, he need to be in jail. That's what I am. I'm down with that. I don't think it's fair for a nigga to cause this much catastrophe and then just get pardoned, fool. Just like Joe Biden's son. I don't think it's fair that your motherfucking son want to be a motherfucking dope fiend, you know what I'm saying, want to be high and get caught catch drug cases just like, you know, regular individuals on the street, and you saved the nigga from the penitentiary. After the nigga been found guilty, he had the best lawyers to beat the case or to get a good deal. It didn't happen. Then y'all go, yeah, I have a problem with that, man. I know this nigga done did some shit, bro, fool, because people is too quiet. Y'all not understanding. I'm watching this shit because I wanted to see the stars that was gonna motherfucking take the stand. See who else was gonna be involved in this shit. But the way they got Cassie set up, they don't need nobody else. Man, that bitch said everything, fool. Everything, bro. They don't need nobody else. They don't need nobody else, bro. With the points that they trying to prove, man, she gave them all everything they needed.
Moreland, Xavier, Tinny Garagos, as good as they may be, I don't see saying, well, she was cheating on me, I was jealous, and she was a hoe defense. People are also saying that this might be the Al Capone factor. Al Capone had blood all over the Chicago streets. However, what did he get taken down for? He got taken down for tax evasion. Now, were they trumped up charges? Absolutely not. Was he engaging in tax evasion? Absolutely.
I said Trump said if he feel they were mistreated. You know, you say if the punishment, yeah, that's what he really meant. But he said if I thought they were mistreated.
However, because of his hold over everybody, he cannot get anybody to actually talk about the blood on the streets. But baby, the numbers don't lie. They were able to bring a tax evasion case. My sources are telling me that anybody that just thinks that Diddy was just some jealous guy that engaged in DV, they are being naive. Diddy, they're saying, is into some dark, dirty things. Let's not forget the trick he used to get the government to stop their investigation.
Let me stop it with the he didn't pardon nobody he didn't pardon nobody who had a S. If I'm not mistaken, I need to look it up. But the nigga Kodak Black did have something like that on his record too. But I don't know if he pardoned that charge though. I don't know if Kodak was still going to court or what, because I ain't looked it up. But I do know Kodak did have one of them type of charges on his record though.
The government planned to investigate Diddy for 1 or 2 years. The rabbit hole went deep. Diddy did something with Mark Agnew and Philly that was actually a very astute legal move. They made a choice. Listen, we're going to, once he got down for jury tampering, they put him in jail. He said, you know what, if that's the case, I want a speedy trial. Now, on one hand, he didn't really have time to mount in defense. But on the other hand, what really was Diddy's defense? Because they're not saying that it wasn't, that he didn't do it. They're saying that if he did do it, it wasn't criminal. Yes, the federal government does beg to believe. But getting back to the point about by speeding up the trial, right? By speeding up the trial, he's sure.
But yeah, like somebody told me this the other day. I was like, if my life is on the line, I don't want no speedy trial, man. I want to take the whole 2 years out because they got 2 years for you to be found guilty in Texas. I want to take the whole 2 years out. But somebody informed me that now you will want a speedy trial because you don't want the feds to be able to build more evidence on you. You want them to throw what they got on the table right now, and it could be something that you could beat. With the time progression, you letting them build up more evidence, talk to more witnesses, and create a bigger situation. You know what I'm saying?
Short-circuited the government's ability to collect information. So they only could bring so many charges. Again, just like Al Capone's income tax. Did they get them for everything that they suspected him of? No. Do they have him for the RICO, for the coercion, for the sex trafficking? According to the testimony, they actually do. And for people to say, oh my God, the testimony is just hearsay, it is 100% not hearsay at all, okay? Hearsay is something taken out of the court and a statement presented for the truth of the matter. They assume that everything you're saying in the jury box is true unless they can launch some type of defense that pokes holes in your story. Even though Brian Steele has humiliated Mia, even though Mark Agnifilio has done this, even though Westmoreland went in on Don, even though Xavier tried to go in on Dante, right? Deontay, at the end of the day, okay? At the end of the day, it's important to note and it's important to actually keep in mind that even when all that happened, they still haven't poked any stories, enough doubt to show that the witnesses are lying, okay? An IG post that you made while you were someone's employee, that you had no choice in posting, that it was part of your job, and that you had to make your boss, no matter whether he was a monster or not, had to make him happy. That's not enough to discount everything. Brian Steele actually made an overreach, in my opinion, when he was. One, we get it. It was a bloodbath. I was disgusted. I didn't even want to watch it. But two, it's going like it was starting to reach overkill. On top of that, right? He literally said, is it not true that you lied about Diddy raping you and about the abuse that Cassie suffered? And when he said that, we all were like, okay, I think you went a little bit too far. Because you're now trying to say that the abuse that we saw, the abuse Diddy admitted to, the abuse that everybody in their mama in the record industry was the worst kept secret. You're now trying to gaslight us and say that they didn't see that? 6 people testified about seeing the abuse. Now you're trying to say that one person lied about seeing the abuse. Again, it was a bit nonsensical. It was a bit weird, but it was what it was, okay? You guys, we are in the home stretch. Listen, as much as people are saying, oh my God, the defense is eating this and that, y'all don't believe that. I am in the courtroom, and not the overflow room. Shout out to the overflow room. But I'm actually in the courtroom with my eyes and ears. I'm watching the jurors. I'm watching the way things land. I'm watching arguments. It's things that you actually cannot get around. Things that you need to be there to experience, because a tweet doesn't do it justice, okay? And I am telling you that the prosecution is 100% proving their case. So much so that they actually told the judge on Friday, so we're going to be wrapping up a week early. Yes, they plan to wrap up a week early. They plan to wrap up a week early. You guys, if that isn't confidence, I don't know what is. And don't forget, on my live that I did Saturday, go ahead and check it out. And I might even do it today. We're going to get into the jury instructions, because a lot of people think that they can just walk in and give their verdict based off of vibes. That's not what it is. The government gives them the law. The government gives them instructions. If you see this, then it must be this. If you see this, then it must be this. It is a checklist. It's not, you don't get to choose your own adventure. Did you see evidence, right? Or any testimony that would indicate that Diddy was abusive? Again, Diddy's team is scoring huge on social media, and that might be their plan. Just get social media on their side through bots, campaigns, paid bloggers, paid media, paid whatever, or maybe it's not even money, maybe it's influence. Diddy has some high-powered lawyers. Mark Garagos, he is part of the dream team. But if you can shift the narrative into people thinking, well, he was, basically it wasn't that bad. When he gets pardoned, there's a way that he can actually move on from that. And he's probably going to hit the church circuit, have somebody pray over him. I hope it's not T.D. Jakes. Didn't he resign? Have somebody pray over him. And then he's going to say, oh my God, I'm saved, until the next victim. I do want to say one thing that I think is really gross, even in the DV. Diddy was so violent. Diddy was so brutal. Diddy was such a weirdo. The fact that people don't realize that he was an inch away from paralyzing Cassie, giving her brain damage, even killing. The fact that people don't think that you can actually die by being stomped out, hit, glasses thrown in your face. Again, now, what is the real issue that we think this person might be testifying?
Listen, y'all about to see some shit, fool. Pay attention to social media, fool. Pay attention. Y'all finna see the world. Y'all finna see the biggest platforms tear this nigga down and get paid for it. Like on some Illuminati shit. Watch. And try to take him down, fool. Listen, man. I don't got no dog in the fight. I don't know what to believe. But I do know a nigga did some sinister shit, man. Sicko shit, man. But I will say this. It's just weird, man. It's like a lot of shit pointing. I get, okay, it's a lot more people should be in jail. They covering up this shit, fool. They covering up the LeBron James. They covering up your President Trump. The reason why people steady think that Trump will let him go, because, nigga, he was one of the ones at the motherfucking parties, fool. I'm not understanding all these, man, if somebody say that person was there when something happened, bro, they should be on the stand, fool. This is the shit that happened with all these rich-ass important people, fool. Shit don't go right. The same shit with Tory Lanez. Why the fuck the security guard ain't on the stand? Y'all summoned them to court. Y'all summoned the other little bitch to court. But they didn't take the, I'm telling you, man, in the court system, they got a way to pull strings and make shit look a certain way, fool. telling y'all, bro. That's why that nigga Tory Lanez daddy was so mad. Bro, what kind of court is this? Nigga. Now a nigga sitting in jail for 10 years when I told y'all that nigga didn't shoot that girl, man. The nigga did not tell on the girl, because how does it look to a gangster to motherfucking tell on the girl? It looked bad for a gangster to tell on anybody. But you tell on a woman, all he had to do was go into court and tell her, man, Kelsey shot that bitch, man. But also he thought he was gonna get 3 to 5. So he like, well, fuck it. Also, he liked it, Kelsey. Yeah, he really, really liked it, that bitch. So I can't tell a bitch that I really, really like. Fuck Megan, I ain't worried about her. I like Kelsey. I know she shot that bitch. I ain't get on the stand and tell her. They tell him he gonna get 3 to 5. He like, oh, he being there, he been in jail before. He like, well, I could do that 3 to 5. Then with the enhancements they added, that made it to 10 years. Now the nigga sitting in there stabbed up. And then other intel that came out that was supposed to be on the court table when at the trial, but all of a sudden it just popped out after this. This is what I'm telling y'all, fool. And Jay-Z had a lot to do with this shit. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. That's to be y'all favorite rapper, whatever. He had a lot to do with this shit. Rock Nation had a lot to do with it. Y'all don't realize the power that nigga had. Just think about 21 Savage. This nigga was on the way to get deported. Paperwork ain't right. How the fuck can a rapper step into that, to the government, and get this nigga clear, Meek Mills, on probation for 20 years, nigga, for assaulting a police officer? Get caught popping a wheelie in New York, they take him to jail. Violate his probation. About to send this nigga up the way for a dub. Jay-Z step in. I'll Meek Mills out paper forever. My nigga, y'all better understand, man, these Illuminati people, they got pulled.
Fine. Soon, there's victim number 2. Victim number 2 is a problem, right? Victim number 2 is a problem. She did not work for Diddy, right? She did not file a civil suit. She has stayed out of the media, okay? The government found her. She is the perfect victim. Now, we all know that they say that Cassie, to me, Cassie is also the perfect victim, for lack of better words. She's beautiful, she has a name, she brought it to the public. But there's also victim number 2. That all the things they tried to go in on Cassie about, you sued, you want money, you're trying to make a career comeback, you're just trying to, they cannot use that for victim number 2. Victim number 2 was quiet. Victim number 2 was trafficked. Victim number 2 was treated the same, if not worse, than Cassie, okay? Wow. On top of that, there is the bona factor. Remember a long time ago, I said that...
Bro, they got this nigga against the ropes. Listen, y'all. On the human trafficking shit, bro, it is no fucking way he can beat that. I don't care what y'all say. All the Rico shit and all that shit, yeah, he probably can flush that shit down the aisle. But this, you buying prostitutes, is parties, other people saying those are prostitutes, meaning that you pay them. That is human trafficking, y'all. Now, y'all not understanding how serious this charge is, fool, y'all. Y'all not realizing what they do to the people that get caught with these charges. You can get a life. Listen, have y'all ever seen them people who load the essays in the back of the 18-wheelers and bring them to Texas and shit? That's human trafficking. That shit get you a life sentence. That shit get you a life from you getting some essays to pay you $200, $300, $400 to put them in the back of an 18-wheeler, hundreds of them, 50 of them, however many it be, and to drive them across the border, my nigga, that shit becomes federal, because you want to know why? They trafficking from Mexico to Texas. Like, bro, it's going to be hard to beat that. I'm stuck on the trafficking because she the star witness, fool. And also, they done talked to niggas, that personal prostitutes that he paid, that said that he paid us. Like, it's not that, like, that human trafficking shit, he guilty of that. All the other shit, I don't know. But that shit with you paying prostitutes and bringing them over state lines, you done that. He definitely did that, y'all. Like, we can say all we want to say, but the evidence is on the board, bro. You got you got Cassie saying that who the star witness. You even got prostitutes saying that he paid us, my nigga. Like, you know, like, hey, that shit will get you a life sentence, y'all. I'm telling you, look it up. Look it up. Look up what they do to P's. We talk about pimps. Look what they do to pimps, nigga. Them niggas get life sentences, nigga. In the feds, nigga. For selling coochie. Yeah, I'm telling y'all now.
Diddy did something horrible to one of Cassie's friends. A lot of people thought that Diddy would be get hit with an attempted murking charge. What is it? He bust into the house, grabbed this little woman, hung her over the balcony from the 17th floor.
They say Cassie paid these men. Yeah, see, look, this the thing. You don't think that some of them people she picked out, she's the one who having sex with them. You don't think sometimes, I know Diddy is a control freak, well, it's showing like he's a control freak or whatever. But you don't think some of the times she picked these people, hell yeah, she did, nigga. And she paid them herself. It was even said that, nigga, it was times that he told her to go pick up the drugs. To go, the party, the drugs for the party, Cassie would go to 55th Streets and go pick up the pack. This is why man, now, dog, she was doing too much. She was telling her friends we're gonna have a shindig. Y'all come. You wouldn't want to come. Knowing that this nigga gonna be drugging people and shit, bro. You alley-hoop the people that did it. You should be in jail, too.
I heard chest while everybody was screaming and yelling, please, please, please. Please, please, please don't do this. And then instead of tossing her over, right, he literally slammed her into the patio. The patio allegedly had glass doors, glass windows, but also glass furniture, okay? It was super, super bad.
Okay, what I'm trying to tell y'all is name a case, a regular state case, that's an R case. Y'all know what I mean by R case. Where a person can snitch to get out of it. They did something, molested somebody, poisoned them or whatever they did. It was a group of guys, maybe 4 or 5 of them, and one of them walked free because he tell on everybody. It don't happen, y'all. It just don't happen. You snitch in drug cases and shit like that, and maybe even a murder. I done seen niggas walk free on murders. You know what I'm saying? I'm just insinuating, y'all. Who the fuck am I, man? Who the fuck am I, man? How let a player look?
Diddy is going to have to answer for what he did to Bonna, but also he's going to have to answer to the cover-up for what he did to Bonna. Again, the criminal organization. What was the goal of the criminal organization? To protect Diddy's image so he could still keep getting that money. Because
Hey, after this, matter of fact, thank you for reminding me, my nigga, how let a player. We're going to get into that shit, what Suge Knight had to say.
Everybody wanted to get that money because they were hoping they could make a come up. A lot of people wanted to get the money so they could live and get their dreams. We talk about coercion. We talk about the force. We talk about the fraud. Please go see my live I did on Saturday. It's called The Case Is Already Won. Diddy's panicking because his team knows that the prosecution has already proven their defense. Yeah. So their hope is that they can sway social media.
I'm telling y'all, dog, you could throw all the other shit out. Bro, the fucking what's the name? The shit with the human trafficking, bro, that's set and still. Boom. That's automatic right there. Why y'all think they trying to press it that so much? Because, bro, it gets you a life sentence, fool. It really does, fool. I'm telling y'all, bro, you're not gonna get no less than 20 for human trafficking, man. My nigga, cause what they thinking is like, you fought. See, that's why they trying to show that he's so sinister, he beat women, cause that's what pimps do. What do pimps do? This is what the world thinks. That pimps beat women and force them into sex sales. It doesn't happen like that, bro. All the time. It is a such thing as guerrilla pimps. But it is niggas out there that don't do that, bro. They don't have to. My nigga, you know what I'm saying? They don't have to do that, bro. And they done proved that, fool. When motherfuckers say that we done had hand-to-hand transactions, he done flew you from this place to this place across state lines, my nigga, I hate to admit it, Man, that's human trafficking, fool. Like, it's human trafficking, fool. Maybe they won't give him the same amount of time as they get a pimp because it's really not pimping. He didn't pimp, he just paid for sex. And yes, if you pay for sex from a person from another state and you fly them in, cross state lines, that's human trafficking. If you take your girl to where they at in another state to buy some sex and it's recorded or whatever that they can prove that you paid for it and you recorded, that's human trafficking also. If you take some essays or some migrants and ship them over here some type of way through truck or however you get them over here and you taking a payment for it, that's human trafficking, man. You push somebody across state lines. Hey,
Media enough, sway social media enough that the tides can turn and people can soften their hearts to Diddy, and then they can move into what? They can move into the pardon period. Let's also not forget that Ray J, it seems like he was signaling to Kim and them that you better start pulling every single Trump tie you have. Right now, that is Diddy's closest tie to Trump. I know somebody said Kim is not the tie to Trump because Diddy and Trump have been cool for 25 years. They were cool for 25 years until...
He said that Trump said Diddy was my friend until I started running for politics. And I haven't talked to him since. But I seen what he had said in the public eye where they quoted what Diddy just said and it hadn't been too good. So that's also another reason why I feel like he ain't gonna save him. It's only one reason I feel like Trump will save him. His money. I need your money. Rich people use other people's money to make them money. I need a percent. Yes. I scratch your back. Oh yeah, you gonna have to scratch my back with some of the millions on some of these business deals that I got going on. You know what I'm saying?
Still, Diddy sided with Mark Garagos, Ben Masalas, close friends, Ron Burkle, in their effort to get Trump impeached in his 2016 term. That whole Stormy Daniels, Michael Avenatti thing, right? It was rumored they were behind this. That is when they had a falling out. Diddy bet, if you can say that, Diddy bet on the wrong horse, if you can say that. Nobody expected in Diddy circles for Trump to be reelected. He sided...
This lady look like a little chihuahua, a little pretty ass chihuahua, right? Like, te quiero Taco Bell.
To where the power was, he thought Trump was a one-hit wonder. We now know, no, right? Trump just dropped a 2024 mixtape. But the whole point of the matter is, right? Trump just dropped a 2024 mixtape. But the whole point of the matter is, Diddy and Trump had a huge falling out, okay? Trump even signaled that. You know, we used to be really tight, okay? Diddy needs to rehab himself. Now, some people say that Diddy is willing to be used as a pawn to take down those Democrat power brokers that at one time helped him excel through the vote or die. And in that, Trump would see a pardon. If Diddy would kiss the rings and be used as a tool to take down the Democratic power brokers.
Hey, bro, that's... Okay, now, y'all know my wordery ain't good. I'm from the ghetto. That's what she just said. That's what I was trying to say. What they gonna do is put their hand up your back, bitch, and you're gonna become a puppet. Yes, Diddy. You're gonna become a puppet. You're not gonna be able to say what the fuck you wanna say, do what the fuck you wanna do. They control you now. That's the only way it's gonna work out. Hey, man, he gonna be saying some strange things. Y'all gonna be like, Diddy said that? Yeah, nigga, Diddy ain't said that. They wrote that for him to say, he better say it. Hey, man.
That Trump still holds a grudge at for trying to ruin him. Again, you guys, it is a lot going on out there. There's a lot of moving parts. Please turn those notifications on. I'll be on live several times today in court, giving y'all the ones and twos. After court, I go live right from the court steps. And then later on tonight, we are going to do a recap where I take all the testimony and...
Hey, yo, fool. Hey, nigga, they gonna stick they motherfucking hand up that nigga ass. That nigga is gonna be, that nigga gonna be saying some strange shit, fool. Y'all gonna be like, what? Did he talking about all the projects now in America. Hey, he gonna say some shit like that. Watch, y'all gonna be like, y'all gonna be like, man, what's going on with Diddy, man? Hey, yeah, that's the only way. So, we finna get into, Mr. Morgan interviewed Mr. Suge Knight. And he had a lot of shit to say, man. A lot of shit to say, fool. So we gonna tap into this, you know what I'm saying? Let me rewind it back. I ain't listened to the whole thing. Man, that nigga Suge Knight is saying a lot of shit, fool. A lot of shit. That nigga told that nigga, man, Diddy, your best bet is for you to beat. It's for you to beat this case, cause it ain't safe for you in this hole.
I remember one thing.
He said, you ain't built for this, dog. You ain't built for this, fool. Like, I'm just telling you, like, I think you better try to beat this case, man, because, dog, this is the real world back here, man, on this side. Hey, I'm telling you, nigga. For real.
Also, Ray J and Puffy death with lovers. It was a murder for hire hit. Only person know the truth, the real truth, is me and Tupac.
Suge, do you believe that Diddy and or Snoop Dogg were directly involved in that shooting?
And I could have been an asshole and released that audio. Releasing that audio would have put Snoop in prison for the rest of his life.
Well, returning to Diddy's sex trafficking trial now, I'm joined on the line by a guest who knows Diddy very well. Suge Knight is the founder and former CEO of Death Row Records. He joins me on the phone from the R.J. Donovan Correctional Facility in San Diego, where he's serving a lengthy jail sentence. Suge Knight, welcome to Uncensored.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good, thank you.
Well,
how are you doing?
Every day is a blessing. One thing about God, He continues to make us better. And, before we get started is that I got on this journey, and the reason why it's so important that I feel we should always help each other to get better, to do better, because my journey got messed up from people in the music business. And a while back, I had got into it with two rappers in 91. In 95, I took a plea deal. But along that journey, David Kenner introduced me to the DA called Larry Longo. Larry Longo and David Kenner, I paid Johnny Cochran close to $1 million. I think it was. David Kenner, $1 million. And
now, just imagine if you spending $2-3 million on lawyer. This nigga Diddy spent 10.
They say take the deal. There won't be no strikes, and there won't be no felonies. So Johnny Cochran wrote in and told them, this illegal sentence, make sure they go in and fix it and don't give me a strike. All that's on paperwork, and all that I filed as a habeas. But the DA got fired. David Kenner got blessed. The DE got blessed. And I ended up with extra time on this sentence because my sentence carried 2, 6, and 11. They doubled me up for a strike I didn't have. So that goes to show you they can use things against you.
Man, the nigga said that Snoop Dogg wanted Tupac dead. That's what he said. That's what he said. That's what he said, my nigga.
To cost you more time. They let Bill Cosby go because the fact that he's had an agreement verbally. Mine is in writing by my attorney, Howard Price. It says that I don't supposed to have no strikes. And they still haven't granted that to me. But the sad thing about all this, regardless it's Puffy, regardless it's Easy, regardless it's me, and it was just a situation where when you create something so big and bigger than life, people want to take it from you. And if they can't take
Right,
it from you,
so Suge, just to jump in, what you're saying, because for viewers who are not familiar with the intricacies of your situation, in September 2018, you pled no contest to a voluntary manslaughter in a fatal hit and run 3 years earlier. Your conviction, along with the previous felonies, triggered California's three strikes law. You got a sentence of 28 years in prison. You'll be up for parole in October 2034 when you'll be 69. And what you're intimating there is that one of those strikes shouldn't have been on your record. Is that have I read that correctly?
Neither one. Neither one of those strikes should be on my record because I don't supposed to have any strikes. Also, they had proof of the guys with guns. They got proof of tapes where Andre Young paid these guys to kill me with a personal check. $20,000 here, money there, and they all agreed they was paid to kill me. And the fact that if you really look at the whole situation, it started with One Oak. Same people at One Oak got shot 7 times. Same people at Tams tried to kill me. Same thing if the FBI says it's a price on your head, they want to kill you. So when somebody tries to kill you and you get away, how did I end up in prison? But the most important thing about this, they denied me to go. They wouldn't let me go per, but David Kennett, my attorney, did the most crookedest thing on record that you can possibly do. And this is a guy who's getting this, they're trying to disbar him in 24, 25, 21, and they never reported that to the courts or to me. But past that, the situation is this. A lot of crooked cops got involved in hip-hop. Those same crooked cops, I felt that cost me my freedom, cost Puffy his freedom for now, cost a lot of people bad situations. And I think that they cost the most biggest 2 rappers in hip-hop history, Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls, their life. Everybody points the finger at everyone, but it all comes back to the same authorities. Even
as you know, Suge, look, you mentioned Tupac there. Obviously, it was 1996. I mean, incredible to think it's nearly 30 years ago when he was shot and killed. You were alongside him in the car. Many people.
Hey, what if that nigga Suge Knight was like, man, I want to snitch to get up out this bitch. Put me on the stand in the Diddy trial. Hey, that would be some hope. Don't y'all niggas realize, if I'm not mistaken, that nigga Keith D got found guilty of unaliving Tupac? Man, there's some shit going on, man.
Speculated since that Diddy ordered that death of Tupac. Is that your belief?
Well, first of all, I got a bullet still today, a 45 bullet an inch to my skull. You can look at my medical records and see the x-rays and see it's in my skull. They didn't remove it because they said if it would have went another inch, either I'd have been a vegetable or dead. Now, as far as what they say Puffy did and didn't do, just the facts. The facts of the matter is this. It's a guy named Reggie Wright Jr. who was over security. He didn't work directly for Death Row, but he had a security company called Right Way Security. Who did security?
They talking about snitches in Texas. What? Snitches in Texas? Nigga, them niggas been snitching over there on the West Coast, nigga, forever. Nigga, like, do you realize what's going on? I think they just ain't looking around to see what's going on. My nigga, why is snitches everywhere? Everywhere. But this shit old though. These people been in jail a long time ago.
For Death Row with off-duty police officers or guys with a CCW. Everybody knows when we go to a fight in Vegas, we're going to be at the Tyson fight, and we're going to be at my club they call Club 662. You can go to that club and you'll see Mary J. Blige perform, Jodeci performs, Tupac performs, Snoop and the Dogg Pound, unbelievable talent in one place.
He ain't asking, and
That-
look, this how you know it's got to be something, because he not asking him no questions. He letting this nigga just talk. This nigga just talking. Nigga Suge just talking. That's scary, fool. This nigga on the main show. This nigga ain't even asking. I thought this was an interview. Or is this a bombshell you trying to drop or something?
Night was going to be Run DMC East Coast night. Reggie Wright Jr. told the security they can't carry firearms. The sad thing about that, Pac hated Reggie Wright Jr., so he had fired him before any of that. I don't know the right date, but I'm quite sure it was. It's paperwork that shows it. But the crazy thing about that, it was a bodyguard named Frank Alexander. Pac hated Frank. He was cool at first, but towards the end he hated Frank because Frank always wanted to get in the pictures with Tupac. And Tupac was very Millican, so he was like, man, I don't want a bodyguard taking pictures with me. How's he watching my back if he getting himself in the pictures? So I hired a guy named Michael Moore and told him to bring another off-duty police officers because they...
It's just coming from somebody who done been in jail. Listen, y'all, you have no one to talk to in jail, really. Nigga, you go to talking to the walls, thoughts bouncing off the walls. Hey, this nigga is sounding like he ready to spill like a cup of water, man. Hey.
Kept their gun, and they was real aggressive by protecting Tupac.
Hey.
So on the way to the fight, Reggie Wright Jr. tell Michael Moore he can't carry his weapon when he's doing bodyguard work for Tupac. Michael Moore said, well, I'm going back to the hotel. If I can't carry my gun, I can't protect myself or Tupac, so I'm not going. So Reggie Wright Jr., who nicknamed that Pac gave him Pork Butt, so Pork Butt goes and says,
Marcos, hello.
Frank, you can go, but you can't bring your gun. Now, everyone knows you can't be a bodyguard without a gun. So after the fight, we come from the fight. Tupac got into it with another guy. It was a big fight. After that fight, after we stopped to a few places, we go to my house. I told Frank, I told all the security, I told everyone. Pac just beat up a well-known game member. Send 4 or 5 guys extra to the house to escort Tupac to the club. Reggie Wright Jr. refused to send the security guys, refused to show up.
Had direct involvement in Tupac.
That wasn't a coincidence.
I always thought he looked sus back then.
It was a murder for hire hit.
Man, there's a lot of shit that...
It was blocked in.
Man, listen, fool. I seen a story about Young Dolph. Memphis rapper Young Dolph that got unalive. Him getting caught with some weed in his bag in the airport, a whole bunch of pounds. And he was coming from around Reggie White. He was even in that story. Y'all could go look it up, fool. I ran it back on my, I think it was like on my, Young Dolph, I want to say he had like 7 pounds of weed on him in the airport. This nigga had 7 pounds coming from where Reggie Wright and them was. My nigga, he got caught in the airport with some weed, with all that weed, fool. Look it up, I'm telling y'all, fool.
It was more than one shooter. Only person know the truth, the real truth, is me and Tupac. He's not there to tell it. Only person knows is myself. But Reggie Wright Jr. tried to change the whole story of the narrative, what actually happened, and he was not there. During that situation, Snoop, who everyone knew at the time, wanted Tupac dead.
Hey, you heard
Snoop
that? Said Snoop Dogg wanted
had a
Pac
meeting
dead.
with Daz, Corrupt, Nate Dogg, the Dog Pound. Said, we're not going to Vegas. This is their words, not mine. We're not going to Vegas because basically something's going to happen. Somebody's going to get killed, right?
Man, how that
So,
fool. Coming from
Corrupt tells the
Reggie
story.
White, fool.
Daz tells the story. Warren G tells the story.
No, what I'm trying to say is that nigga Reggie White was a drug dealer too, fool. That nigga was a cop, but that nigga was a drug dealer too. The gang members would tell them that it's all right for you to buy drugs from this nigga. You know, you got to check in with certain people. And when certain people say that you good to buy drugs from this nigga and you hear a cop, nigga, you go, like, I guess you would do it. I wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? But, man, listen, man. Man, listen, man. That's
now, what
man.
Dad says, when Snoop said that, I said, damn, we can't go to Vegas. Who's going to get those niggas? They already going to get got, basically. Corrupt tells the story and says, once he tells everybody they can't go to the fight and can't go to Vegas, turns around, Nate Dogg says, I'm going to go to Vegas. Then because I'm going to Vegas, I don't got to be around basically me and Pac. He said, as long as I ain't around them, I don't have to worry about getting shot or getting a stray bullet. That lets you know, premeditated plan.
Hey, I don't know what to believe. I'm just reporting what he's saying. And listen, man, y'all. These are reactions, y'all. I don't know what happened. I'm just feeling like all this shit is connected. Diddy, all this shit, dog. I feel like all this shit is connected. That's what I'm saying. I feel like all this shit is connected some type of way. Cause if they pulling out the cars of Diddy blowing up cars and shit, this nigga was a gangster. Like, this nigga was a gangster. Ain't no telling what he could have accomplished. You know what I'm saying? This shit is about Diddy. This is what we talking about. Nah, we ain't on Corrupt. Shout out to Corrupt, man. I always jammed all that shit. But why would he say that Snoop Dogg? I heard that before. Snoop Dogg wanted Tupac dead. Why would he say that though? Man, this nigga is talking because this nigga wants out of jail, man. Y'all not understanding, man. After a while you sitting there, hey, these niggas want out of jail, fool. They want to tell without telling. You get what I'm saying? They want to tell without telling, fool. This nigga really ready to spill. He want them people to come talk to him if they haven't already talked to him. But he ain't in the feds. This nigga in the state. So, man, he could definitely, man, they could really, hey, man, I ain't even gonna say no more, man.
Warren G says, when the fight was going on, he was watching at his house. Snoop came over to watch the fight. Snoop had a walkie-talkie. These walkie-talkies, you only got this walkie-talkie that I bought for security and the principal that security doing security with. And they worked on all the West Coast. So if you're an artist and you going to the mall or you going somewhere, they have a walkie-talkie, security have a walkie-talkie. If you're not going to an event with any of the security details, you don't have a walkie-talkie. Because I didn't buy that many because I wanted to be exclusive to hand them out who was needed. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, so...
Nigga ain't even said... That nigga had to ask the nigga, was he still there? Because the nigga ain't said nothing, asked a question, insinuate, ad-lib, nothing. Nothing. The screen looked froze. Hey, that nigga... I'm telling you now, that nigga had to ask him, is he still there? Like, nigga, slow down, Suge, slow down, man. Slow your ass down, nigga.
Comes in, according to Warren G, and he got this big walkie-talkie. They start hearing the gunshots. When we getting shot, Snoop listening to it in real time. Pow, 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 all over the radio. That's when he tell him, hey, I gotta go. They just killed Tupac and shot Suge. How would you know? Nobody said that on the radio. You just heard the shots. Now, Reggie Wright Jr. and Michael Moore in the car. They get on the radio, and they say, hey, got him. Another guy is on the radio. They say they think he's a white guy or a lawyer. And they say, hey, don't talk on the walkie-talkies on the radio. Don't talk on the air. Right? So, to move things forward, maybe, I don't know if it was 6 months, longer, however it was, since I've been in this prison right here.
Hey, that would be crazy.
Somebody played that for me with Michael Moore said. So when I know that attorney David Kenner always says, you can be on your cell phone and people be talking like, hey, don't talk on your cell phone. Somebody listening. They recorded and you can't do that. They're listening to you. So I know that's his saying. So jokingly, I told David, I said, hey, was that you on the walkie-talkie? Because that's your line. Don't talk on the phone. Now you're the one saying don't talk on the walkie-talkie. So that being said, David Kenner goes and says, Suge, I never had a walkie-talkie. I would never have a walkie-talkie. Would I need one for it? Never. So I'm saying, wow, he's so bent out of shape, but I was joking about it, right? I said, you never had a walkie-talkie? He said, that's not me talking on the walkie-talkie. I never said he was talking on the walkie-talkie. So that raised red flags. Didn't think nothing much about it. So Kenner had sent some of my boxes and files to another attorney. Yeah, another attorney got them, right? At the time, he wanted the boxes back. That didn't make sense. So when we discovered a walkie-talkie in the boxes, you know, nobody puts something in the box that they're going through the exact same way. So the walkie-talkie, my guess, probably was in one box. And when they looked at everything and read through everything, and they was asking me about this walkie-talkie, they put it in another box. Kenner, a guy named Steve that works for Kenner, went and grabbed the boxes from another lawyer. He has it.
Then another thing. You notice how he naming names? That nigga naming names. I thought we wasn't supposed to name no names. That nigga naming names. Who he work for? Hey, that nigga is ready to spill like some cold glass of water, man. Yeah,
stole the wrong boxes that the walkie-talkie was in, but we still got the walkie-talkie. I said, send me a picture of it. So on my tablet, they can send photos, so they sent me a photo of the walkie-talkie. It blew me away. One part of me, it made my blood boil. Another part of me, I just seen Tupac face flash off in my mind.
This Suge Knight talking about Diddy and Tupac and Snoop Dogg, but it's really more about him really on Diddy ass. You know what I'm saying? Hey, a phone interview, but D-Shell, if you listen to this nigga talk, D-Shell, people in the crowd in the chat will tell you, fool, this nigga Suge won't even let the white man ask him no questions. It's like he went up there and just took over the show. I swear to God, man, this white man been sitting here like this for at least 20 minutes, man. Ain't asked a question, nothing, nigga.
I see these motherfuckers involved with assassination.
Get up out of jail, bro.
So
real,
I tell Kenner about it. I said, David Kenner, you said you didn't have a walkie-talkie. Now you had one. So after that,
and then also we trying to say that Suge, we thinking that Suge tired of being in jail, fool. It sounded like Suge want to tell something, fool. To be honest. Sound like he want to tell some shit. You know?
Our relationship after 30-some years went cold. He went and told the judges. He started trying to pull off my case. He tried to sabotage my case. He did, and everything I'm telling you about is the proof.
So ultimately, Suge, look, it's fascinating stuff, because I remember this all happening in real time. So it's fascinating just to hear you talk it all through in this way. It's like a sort of murder mystery episode. But ultimately, I've got two questions. Do you believe Diddy had anything to do with it? Because it sounds to me like you're more convinced that Snoop Dogg had more to do with it. Was Diddy involved at all, do you think? And if it wasn't him, then who do you think ultimately ordered that hit?
This is the thing. This is what I do know. I know Keefy D, who I've been knowing since little Pop Warner football. Keefy D says that Puffy and them approached them and gave them money. Keefy D says if he go to prison for, this is his words. Keefe D says he go to prison for the Tupac murder.
Here we go.
Reggie Wright Jr. does go to prison for Biggie's murder. So,
Whoa. Whoa. Dior, definitely. I told y'all, dog, this nigga want to tell something. He ain't let this nigga just take control of this show like that, nigga, for nothing, fool. Oh, man. Hey, this is getting crucial right
so
now.
all these things going back and forth. You know, who knows what? Absolutely what? What we do know, money was paid out. What we do know, according to these guys, to the police, not the police are actually doing the investigation, the cricket cops.
He been saying this.
You got to remember.
Did you ever ask? Suge, did you ever ask Diddy directly if he'd been involved?
Ooh-wee.
Well, that question would be no.
Man.
Since all this happened, I never.
Listen, bro, I probably stopped this shit. I watched this from probably 5 minutes ago. So I could feel that this thing, I say, dog, this nigga sound like he finna tell some shit. So I had stopped watching it because I had something to do. I could feel this nigga was about to tell, fool. Yeah, nigga, I'm telling you, dog.
I never had a situation to have a conversation with Puffy. Majority of the time, Puffy see me, he going out the back door
Really
or going down the street somewhere. Only time that I ever had a conversation with Puffy, and it wasn't even a real conversation, I was at the Roosevelt Hotel having dinner. Somebody came over to my table and said, Prince wants you to come watch his show right now. I said, Prince performing? I said, yeah.
Prince, goddamn.
And Prince a real gangster. Prince, he liked the bullshit. So I go in, and they set me at a table with Puffy, Nas, a few other people. Prince playing his guitar, and he walked to the table and looked at me, looked at Puffy, and started laughing. You can tell he planned the whole thing. Next thing I know, I lean over and tell Puffy a few words, and before I can finish my sentence, Puffy gets up, his people gets up, and they cover him with coats and run him out the hotel.
And what were the words you said to him before he ran?
You got a lot of explaining to do, rat motherfucker. Well, I ain't gonna cuss on your show. I said, you got a lot of explaining to convince me that you didn't have nothing to do what they said you did. So that's that. But you got to remember one thing. I'm not here to bring a person down in hip-hop. The culture of hip-hop is so important, and it was so powerful. It could have been done so great.
Table with Prince, nigga.
But I still stand behind what I stand behind. I mean, these.
No, but look, I'm going to come to Diddy's case, which I know you have a view about, where you think he should walk, and many people I interviewed Ray J who said the same thing. But obviously you've just revealed a very fascinating moment where you confront P. Diddy in a club when he's known as Puffy at the time, and you basically tell him he's got a lot of explaining to do about the murder of Tupac and the attempted murder of you. I mean, that's a dramatic encounter.
Yeah, and it's a big world, but it's a small circle. Ray J and Puffy was closer and closer. Ray J tells a lot of stuff, and it's not up to me to tell the story because that's Ray J's story. But Ray J and Puffy definitely were lovers. Puffy allegedly gave him $10 million to an album. They never put one.
He said they was lovers, fool. He said he gave him $2 million.
A song of two brothers loving each other, whatever it's supposed to be. It's just, to me, we have so much. If you look at all the bad things in hip hop, when it's all said and done, it cousin
Just
her up.
did I, just to be clear what I think you just said, Suge, you just said that Diddy and Reggie were lovers. Is that what you said? Ray J.
I said Ray J and Puffy was lovers.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Was that well known?
Is that well known?
Of course.
But ultimately, Suge, do you believe that Diddy and or Snoop Dogg were directly involved in that shooting?
I believe that I'm putting it to you like this. When you take Death Row, you take Bad Boy. Puffy and I was friends. When Puffy would come to L.A., I could pick him up from the airport a lot of times. We'd hang out. If I do a event in New York, Puffy then came to my event and DJ'd the whole night for free. So you can't say we wasn't friends. But later on, right, people from Death Row and people from Bad Boy, regardless of their securities or not, they remained friends. And I didn't tell my people, you shouldn't. I'm quite sure Puffy didn't tell his people they shouldn't. I don't think. I'm not in his head. But I do know this.
Yeah. I would have been.
We was going to an event, the Soul Train Awards. When we was going to the Soul Train Awards, me and Pac was in one car. We had a bus and a whole bunch of more cars. So Pac was 100 deep. But everybody had tickets. Reggie Wright Jr., who's head of security for us, called Bad Boy people and the police who's doing security for the Soul Train Awards and said, hey, only let Suge Knight and Tupac in because they got almost 100 guys with them. You don't want no problems. So eventually, our guys had to bust past the police. He wanted me and Tupac to go in there and fight all those guys by ourselves. They even pulled guns, right? But our guys came in, and that's what happened, right? When you look at that situation, and you look at it's a guy named Gene who does security for Puffy. I know what the recordings say, what people say, and what the proof is. What Reggie Wright Jr. says. By the way, I always say this because he liked me to call him Pork Butt because he happy about that because that's the name Pac gave him. What Pork Butt says is that
I heard somebody say that earlier.
Bad Boy guys
Pork Butt
called Reggie Wright Jr. to hire him to do security for Biggie and Puffy and them. I don't know what time it was. I was in county jail that Biggie got shot and later died. And I was trying to figure out how is it, why would they call Reggie Wright Jr. when he worked for us? And more importantly, why is Gene and Reggie Wright Jr., according to Reggie Wright Jr. own words, that they still friends? I know that Reggie Wright Sr. is higher up in the sheriff. I mean, he might have been a lieutenant.
Has anybody told you that Diddy was involved?
Reggie White set up all this shit, fool. And he out.
I'm not even throwing nobody in the bus, but you know.
I'm not asking you to name them. I'm not asking you.
So,
I'm not asking you. I'm not saying. I'm not asking you for a
well,
name.
this is the thing. They said that. TPD said that. It's a chick says that. But at the same time, like I said before, just what you got to really understand. They took Reggie Wright Sr., who's over the gang, you don't know Compton better than anyone, off the case basically, because they said his son was involved in the assassination of Tupac and me and get shot. And Frank Alexander, in tears, told me that these people was all involved. And that's why he did not perform the way he was supposed to perform. And if you really look at the other situation, he got interviewed by the grand jury, Frank Alexander, and he lied to him at first. He said everything started over a chain, which is a lie. He says when we walk into the MGM, Orlando Anderson tried to snatch Tupac chain. So the second day he go to get interviewed, he said, I got to clear up something. I lied the other day. He said, why'd you lie? He said, Reggie Wright Jr. told me to say that they tried to snatch Tupac's chain, which was a lie. My thing is,
do you think
you can tell that these police, the messed up area investigation there is to mess up purposely.
No, I hear you. I mean, do you think we're ever going to know for sure who was behind that assassination of Tupac and attempted assassination of you?
I'm quite sure we will find out. Because there's a few people who finally trying to get it right and tell that real story. And they've been going through a lot of times with that story because you had guys like Snoop and Reggie Wright Jr. and all these people calling these people trying to basically threaten them. It's an audio of Snoop Dogg basically admitting why Tupac's dead. He's admitting why he died. And my thing was, how would you know all this if you wasn't involved? And I could have been an asshole and released that audio. Releasing that audio would have put Snoop in prison for the rest of his life. Oh, shit. That's how powerful it is.
What's happened to that audio?
So, what'd you say?
What has happened to that audio?
Oh, it's still there. But he's admitting the truth. And it's real sad the fact that even though Snoop didn't buy Death Row, he never purchased Death Row, he just registered the name to try to use the name of Death Row. And he can't show you paperwork, he can't show you the proof. But what he could show you the proof of, it's crazy about him, because one day he's talking about doing a gospel album and praise the Lord with a robe. The next day, he's trying to do songs regardless if he's talking about me and other people. I don't know which one he's ever going to get. It's two sides to the devil. One day he wearing fingernail polish on his hands and switching. The next day, he a Crip mascot. But what I do know is that it's real sad that Universal and Interscope will let this guy run around and speak on Death Row or Tupac or anything to help him promote stuff when they know his involvement with the assassination of Tupac. His own words put him in the cell. So Amazing. It's so sad that when something comes out, these guys turn around and try to flood the media with different stuff, with different narratives. Reggie Wright Jr.
Let me ask you.
And his family,
let me ask you.
Say cops.
I hear you. Let me ask you directly now just about the Diddy trial, because you've said that you believe he should definitely walk, which is pretty extraordinary given what you've just been telling me about, Diddy's possible involvement in trying to kill you. But why do you think he should walk from this case?
Well, number one is that this. To say he's part of a racketeering and make a case, they would have to put other executives in custody also, which they would never do. Other people. It's a guy named Jimmy Iovine. We was, I consider him family. Been knowing him forever. Jimmy Iovine used to be a second engineer, and then he started working for Interscope, and I made that company. I built that company, me personally. And Puffy beat up a girl named Capricorn. Beat the shit out of her. Jimmy Iovine, one of Puffy guys, and Puffy approached Capricorn. And Jimmy told Capricorn, you're going to take this money and you're going to shut your mouth and leave it alone. And I'm going to give you $1 million. Puffy didn't give Capricorn $1 million. Jimmy Iovine gave Capricorn a check from Interscope. And Universal should be ashamed of their fucking self.
Hey,
That this big old...
so he said that they gave him some hush money for some shit that happened, nigga, from Interscope. That's racketeering right there. That's racketeering. But y'all want to see what this is what has to be proven, like in that federal court with Diddy. What y'all just heard, the nigga went and got a check. What I'm trying to explain to y'all, it's the same thing in a dirt situation. The reason why it's racketeering is because them niggas paid for a flight with the record company motherfucking card. Don't this sound similar? He issued out a hush money check from Interscope. That's racketeering, fool.
Publicly traded company will allow Interscope to give this girl $1 million check.
And this woman, Suge, just to be clear, Capricorn Clark, she's actually been giving evidence in the case. She was your former assistant, and she...
No, she wasn't my assistant, but she did hang around Death Row. She was Puffy's assistant. After she hung around Death Row. But what I'm trying to say is...
She worked for Death Row.
Jimmy gave her that $1 million check. She got mad because she thought that's a settlement check, and the settlement check, you don't have to take taxes out of it. So when they told her she had to pay taxes on it, she'd get pissed. Wow. But I feel bad for Capricorn, not because she's just lying, but I feel bad for Capricorn on the simple fact she went through a lot. But the other part about all this, if you're not going to say nothing to Jimmy and Interscope for doing something illegal, why would you just put Puffy in prison? The other thing is that, do Puffy do weird stuff? If Puffy got on the stand and told the truth, I know he'll walk. If he got on the stand and say, look, I'm gay and straight. I mess with guys. I mess with women. I do it all. Puffy not guilty for the things he did to these people. He's guilty for being a cold, freaky man that want freaky things done to him. But in the Cassie situation, they could not say he was having sex with the men also, because that'll make him like it's an orgy. It won't be like sex trafficking. It won't be like forcing stuff to do. But at the end of the day, there's no way Puffy should go to prison for the rest of his life. He should have, I think that, go ahead.
I was going to say, Suge, you talked about Capricorn Clark, that he beat her very badly. He beat Cassie Ventura very badly. He was clearly very violent towards women. That's not a nice man, somebody who does that, clearly. But what you're saying is you don't...
What is this? I don't mean to cut you off, but it's like this. I'm not saying Puffy not guilty on majority stuff. He should go to... and he's done, right? Because even if he went to prison, it'd probably be a better...
Hey, you can't drug people either, Suge. It don't matter if you just can't. You gotta let them ask them if they want any. You gotta ask them, do they want any? You can't just put it in their water and shit. Some people come to these places, don't even drink or use drugs. Just turn them into drug addicts, you know?
He probably be more happy in prison than in the streets. Because at least in prison, he can get all the baby oil he want. He can have all the men he want, anyway, anyhow, and all day and all night. But what I'm trying to say is that some of the things, the charges is not true. But I know they're not going to let Puffy go to prison. You know Puffy not going to go to prison. They been knew that Puffy was beating these women. They been knew what Puffy was doing with these men. They been knew. I told the people before that in Hollywood, and by the way, they never tried it with me. In Hollywood, we go out there with Andre Young, we go out there with Puffy, we go out with any of these people that used to be in that building. They go talk to Jimmy and all these other guys. Russell Simmons, Andre Arell, they had the thing where they take a hard-boiled egg. And it sounds nasty, but if the egg can go in these guys' rectum and it don't bust, they think they're doing a great job. And if you look at the pictures, you'll see Puffy and another actor. The guy was married to Katy Perry. After I said this, people start finding pictures of these guys holding up the hard-boiled egg. Only thing I'm saying is The bottom line is this. That because Suge Knight don't wear a shiny suit and dance in the videos, I'm in prison illegally. I'm kidnapped. If it was anyone else, they'd give me a warrant and I'd be free. But since that is the other way around, they can get Puffy telling people they want to kill me. They can say they come in with guns to kill me. They can say they come to do this. They can have a people who shot me in One Oak do songs about shooting me. If you look at those people, who is those people in bed with? That's the question. It comes back to Puffy. If the FBI can tell me that they trying to kill me, and the authorities can say they trying to kill me, and I've been shot different occasions, and the very first time that they try to kill me, and I get away, and somebody happens to die, and I get to go to prison.
He telling you.
When you really look at it, Puffy didn't have sex with too many higher up people in the industry. Now I'm not talking about women. To get convicted. That's what I believe.
You're talking about senior male record company executives.
Exactly.
Extraordinary. Let me just finish, Suge, by asking you this. You were there when one of the all-time most famous music icons was killed. You were sitting next to him. What was the last thing that Tupac said to you?
Well, the crazy thing about it, nobody followed us, nobody came, nobody come to help.
Yeah, you're right.
And as we sitting there,
that shit wild.
I looking at him, he looking at me. I said, man, look, we ain't gonna go straight ahead this way to the hospital. I'm gonna do a U-turn, and we gonna go to the hospital off of Las Vegas Boulevard. He said, why? I said, because it's more lights and more people. And he said, well, let me drive. I said, I'm driving. He said, man, you bleeding all through your head. You can't see, I can see. And we was listening to oldies at first, but on the way towards the strip, he put in a song that says he did it about me. And I said, I didn't know that's me talking about you. The song was You Ain't Never Had a Friend Like Me. I take your collect calls, you shot at the last Hennessy. And as we riding down Las Vegas Boulevard, the police ran us off the divider and fucked the tires up and pulled guns on us and was talking about killing us.
It's Suge Knight talking, y'all.
So
It's Suge talking.
I always think about that. For a long time, I wasn't able to listen to Tupac's music because it put me in a place of anger, rage. And my mother, who passed away when I was in county jail, always told me God loves me. And I know I'm not perfect, and I take accountability of everything I do. And I listen to my mother to try to make myself better, to improve myself. And I'm going to say this, and it's very important I say this because it's true. Some people can't be helped. There's a guy named Reggie Wright Jr., and I say this guy's name a lot because he keeps lying all over the internet about Tupac, and he know what he did. So, when I knew that he was trying to kill himself because he can't walk and he got to wear steamy shoes to make himself better, he got a great mother. I even know his father. So when everybody was laughing and said he wanted to commit suicide, I called him to give me some encouragement. He goes and take that to be negative and try to bring down everyone, mainly because he hates Tupac. If anybody had a lot of involvement of the Tupac situation,
to tell he trying to get out, man. That nigga trying to tell. He said.
I know Perk Bud had his hands
He
in.
said specifically, look at all these characters who involved. Then he said, just man, look who they work for. See, cause Morgan not understanding how this nigga Suge is talking to him. He not gonna tell you direct, but Morgan, you gotta pay attention. He's saying it right there. Yeah. He telling you like exactly, nigga. And he keep asking him 3 times. I say, man, he's saying it 3 times. He's saying Diddy is connected to fucking Reggie White. He telling you that, my nigga. You just ain't paying attention, bro.
I know the fact that people can get a show and call it Bomb First behind Tupac's saying in his songs. And every person they bring on that show talks bad about Tupac. Talking about he was raped, he was a punk, he was scary, he was stupid. All these things are definitely not true. This person involvement of assassination of Tupac Shakur. I do know one.
So you gotta understand what Reggie White is trying to say is that, you know, where the narrative is that Suge shut him up. Man, I don't think so, bro. I think Suge really had love for the nigga, man. My nigga, for a nigga to say a gangster nigga, a leader of a gang, say that a non-affiliate wasn't weak at all. Nigga, I'm just saying, dog. You know? Bruh.
Crooked cops destroyed hip-hop. When I talked to Tupac and I said, look, man, you and Biggie need to do an album together on Death Row, of course. We can make it 4 CDs in one package. Reason why I said that, I was in the hotel room, me and Tupac. All the bitches was, you know, in the bedroom, in the living room, the penthouse talking. And he was on the phone with Biggie. When they having their conversation, I didn't see enemies. I seen that Tupac was hurt because he loved Biggie. And I know Biggie loved Tupac. The reason we bothered Tupac so much about Biggie because he felt Biggie set him up when he got shot in the studio in New York. And that's all he wanted to say. But Biggie, I used to beg a bitch to let you sleep on the couch. Biggie, I always held you down. You my brother. At least you was my brother. And then now he put the Biggie on speaker. And you can see Biggie telling Pac, I would have never set you up and, you know, get shot. That wasn't me. And then to the point where, to one point, he sort of threw Puffy in the bus. And the reason why I say sort of, because he said, Pac, you my man. He said, that's more like Puff. Well, he said, I ain't going to say all that. Basically, I wouldn't have did that to you. And I could see
everything they get now.
Tupac was relieved, but he was still angry at the fact he felt that Biggie didn't do nothing to stop it. So me being a businessman,
I think that Suge Knight had some morals. You know, you got these street ties and these street morals and the street shit you gotta go by. But I think now that he's sitting in that cell, he's older, that shit don't mean nothing no more. You get what I'm saying? And I just think that he see everybody going down. He like, damn, okay, they finally got Diddy when they should have been got Diddy. But why the only person that ain't in jail is Reggie White, fool? Like Reggie White and Whack 100. These people are close, fool. Like, he keeps saying Reggie White, man. He said if Diddy is going down for Tupac shooting, then Reggie White should go down for Biggie shooting. Why would he say that, fool? Oh, yeah, but Biggie got killed in California. That's why he said that. Man, that nigga throwing shit out there that, man, the feds is definitely gonna be on that
older
ass, man.
Brother to Tupac. I said, man, seeing you got your answers. I said, I could tell you down about the situation. He said, man, you know what? He said, Big is my brother, man, but I hate the motherfucker, but sometimes I love the motherfucker. And he had that old Tupac laugh and do a grin about it, a grin about it. Had a big grin.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say this before I go.
He ready to, he like, why them two niggas is the only
Kid
niggas
Carter
out?
was a friend of mine who happened to pass away by accident that I'm in it for.
Too, man. I'm telling you, fool.
And to the point where his family was suing me. I told David Kenner, he related to the lawyer representative named Lance, that I would give the Carters, the wife, and the two daughters, $2 million apiece. I was prepared to give them $6 million. They was going back and forth to get it done. Attorney Jasmine Mine got involved and they helped get the situation for Kenner. But I felt bad because they said, we don't got to give them that. They dumb. We're going to give them less than that because they dumb. Lance made me angry because he told Kenner and them that Lydia Carter is a drunk. But who wouldn't be a drunk? You lose your husband. She said she's a drunk alcoholic and her breath smelled like shit. Her breath always stinks. That pissed me off. But more importantly, Lance sold the Carters out. I knew one thing. Once Attorney Jasmine Mines got involved, and she being a woman, I knew that was going to change the whole, not that she's not smart, but it was going to change the whole look of the case. And then when you look at the thing in court, in the settlement, the last day in court, you got Lydia Carter and the two daughters sitting on one side. You got David Kenner, Attorney Jasmine Mine, and you got Lance sitting next to Jasmine on my side.
You gotta understand, like being the leader of a gang, fool, that Suge Knight is being betrayed. Bro, you know who shot you, fool. He know who shot at them, fool. Even as years progress, that's some street shit, man. Listen, man. That nigga know who. Man, this the West Coast, man. Come on, man. Like he knew who shot him, fool. You know? And the nigga keep telling y'all it was two shooters. He said that too. He said it was two shooters. Man, that nigga there, he said, I don't know why y'all up on one person, saying the one, Orlando, whatever his name is. He's like, nigga, it was two shooters. Only people can tell y'all that is me and Pac. Pac dead, I'm alive. That nigga ready to tell.
Crazy stuff.
The Carters and saying that he sold them out because he rather.
When he threw Jimmy Henchman in there, to create the RICO. To explain that y'all looking for a RICO, this was the RICO right here. Hey, I'm telling you, he threw Jimmy Henchman in there to create the RICO with Puppy. I'm trying to tell you, dog, man, listen, man. That nigga said...
Sitting next to a pretty girl.
Crazy stuff. Suge Knight, we've run out of time, unfortunately. It's been fascinating talking to you on Uncensored. I really appreciate
great talking to you. I'm out of time myself. Hey, put it to you like this. I ain't saying I'm perfect, but I am Suge Knight. I'm out.
This bitch ass nigga got him a little slogan and everything in jail. Nigga, how you got a slogan? Hey, I'm just saying though, now, the nigga said a lot, fool. The nigga said a whole lot, fool, without saying it. You better know that, fool. You better know, you trying to get him to say it exactly. He not gonna do that. But he want to, though. It sounded like he really, really want to. Boy, hey, man, them people, you telling me you a leader of a gang, even though that shit didn't happen in your city, it happened on the West Coast, nigga. You know who shot you, fool. You know who you seen in that car, fool. You know what I'm saying? You know, Keep Deep, man. They know, like, Keep Deep, you wrote a whole book saying what happened. That's your fault, you dumbass nigga. So now you down. They got Puffy. Now Reggie, like Suge Knight, like, well, I'll be comfortable in jail when that nigga Reggie White. Boy, that nigga said Reggie White 100 times. 100 times. 100 times, man. I don't think Suge Knight set Tupac up, fool. Them niggas was Crips. Suge Knight was a blood, fool. It was a blood. Them niggas who shot him allegedly, they got it. Them were Crips. I can see that. Yes, I can see that. In them times, yes. Yes. Motherfucker slide back on your ass. Yeah, yeah, you know. Nigga said that Snoop Dogg wanted the nigga dead. Why would he say that? Why would he say that shit, though? He said they supposed to be gangsters, but they couldn't wait to tell everything knowing they like chicks. Hey, man, that's what I'm telling y'all, bro. This is what I'm trying to explain to y'all, bro. It's snitching is everywhere. It's not just in Texas. It's not just man, it's everywhere. This shit been going on, fool. Sometimes it take even niggas to sit and marinate to want to tell. Like Suge Knight. Like Suge Knight, fool. The racketeering, that's what I meant. That's why he said Jimmy Iovine, so he could create the racketeering, so he could show the feds that, nigga, this was racketeering. He paid this lady some hush money, and nigga took it out of the Interscope checking account. That's racketeering, nigga. It's definitely racketeering right there. Like, he said, y'all didn't see that? See, y'all don't know. Hey, it's a lot of shit I know that y'all don't know. That's what Suge Knight trying to tell him. Like, come talk to me. Yeah. Come talk to me, man. Like, niggas people on out. Hey, I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't got no side of this. I don't know what to believe, but I'm just wondering, like, why is he on Reggie White's top? I know why, but damn, like this? That nigga said exactly. If Puffy supposed to be in jail for Puffy supposed to be in jail for the murder of Tupac, then Reggie White should be in jail for the murder of Tupac, the unaliving of Biggie Smiles. That's what he said. That's what he said, nigga. Shit crazy, y'all. Y'all better understand that, man. These people is saying a lot because they trying to get out, fool. And they act like they hard, and they act like this and that, man. When actuality, these niggas want to go home and be with their kids and their loved ones. You know? Suge Knight, you got an murder case. You ran over one of your own gang members. I don't think Suge Knight, you would even want to be out right now unless you want to move away or something. They probably gonna do something to you, fool. All that talking and shit, then you gotta understand that Whack 100 is like supposed to be like the Suge Knight version, yeah, I guess, like the, you know, but man, it's ill though. This shit definitely ill. It's ill, fool. Definitely ill, man. But y'all been a wonderful. He say because he bigger than Puff, man. I don't see him living like, bro. If that nigga was to get out right now, fool, and they let that nigga out, bro, them gang members, he gon' try. Of course, some people gonna embrace him. But all this talking and all that shit, man, listen, man, for one, nigga, y'all saying out top that the Crips did something, so they gonna be mad at you for sure. You know. Yeah, man, Puppy, man, I don't know, man. I just feel like, man, Puppy might have had something to do with all this shit, fool. Like the music industry, it was two kings, man. It was two kings, man. It was Biggie and Notorious Big, man, and that was it, bro. It was, you know, you had the Nas's and shit, but we know what it was. It was Tupac and Biggie, man. You know what I'm saying? And then, would a motherfucker knock down a motherfucker just to be on top? For real. Knock down a motherfucker just to be on top. Man, shit. Maybe, fool. Maybe, dog. Shit, maybe. You know, but I just think that they not gonna let that nigga walk because of the human trafficking. You know, like y'all don't understand, that shit is proven. That's proven for a fact. Now the racketeering, we can't show that. I ain't heard nothing about two entities with money being transferred from. I mean, I ain't seen that shit yet. Like what Suge Knight just was talking about, that's a racketeering, fool. Simple and plain. You take money from a business account to commit crimes with it. That's what Lil Durk did. Them niggas took the business credit card, the business credit card, swiped it to get on the flight, to go to California, to unalive some people. That's racketeering, fool. You funded something to commit a crime, fool. You know? I don't see no racketeering in this. I don't see where they get racketeering from. Like, where is that at? Like, cause, that ain't what I'm seeing. That's not what I'm seeing, y'all. They can't prove none of that. They just acting like he a woman beater and all that. We know that. Shit, we seen that on camera. Where's the racketeering at, man? Goddamn racketeering you talking about, sir? Y'all been a beautiful audience, man. I'm out of here, man. Definitely out of here. Make sure y'all hit the like button on the way out the door, man.
Quiet shit. This that shit that I can groove to. She gon' pay like she white cause she choose to. Never fall in love, that's what fools do. Bro, you must be high off them drugs, she gon' use you. Not me, I'm the same old key. Get money, stay paid, and remain low key. If I ever get the trick and shit, shame old me. Can't speak for genuine, but I'm the same old G. Ay, I'm still the same nigga riding with the roof up. Trying to duck the poo butts, medicated 2 cups. All white on the coupe, went Ku Klux. Jamming Big Steve on the reed with my deuce up. The first time I heard Key, he was screwed up. Baby, if you wanna ride with me, I'm getting chewed up. I got tired of chasing green, ran them blues up. If you ever seen me on the scene, I was tooled up. Big cup full of wok, cause my nerves bad. Keep it tucked, big Glock in my Hermes. Work clean off top, took a bird bath. Swinging, sipping lean, 9 Scott, scrape the curb bag. I'm a player, you can tell by my resume. Bad little bitch, her daddy rich like Regina. Toast some cups full of tricks just to celebrate. Riding around Houston, hitting licks, trying to elevate. Hey, This that shit that I can groove to. She gon' pay like she white cause she choose to. I don't never fall in love, that's what fools do. Bro, you must be high off them drugs, she gon' use you. Not me, I'm the same old key. Get money, stay paid, and remain low key. If I ever get the trick and shit, shame on me. Can't speak for genuine, but I'm the same OG shit. D.O.T. nigga, I'm the same G. Probably at the after hour with a auntie. I ain't never seen her private, but she paid me. Told her it's gonna cost a couple $1,000 just to date me. Hate me, hope you die in your sleep. Cause homie, if you try me, you gon' die in defeat. If I ain't in denial, then it's wise on the feet. Probably smoking on biscotti, 35 for a P. I got this shit on and shit, my daddy was a P. R.I.P. Ski, Sunnyside OG. You only met Doc cause I pulled him out of Keith. Riding around with that Glock, I'ma pop it if it's beef. Every day I get exotic, making profit off a reef. I remember me and Papa used to ride in that Caprice. In the leg steady plotting, going red like the Chiefs. Moving packs, trying to dodge, going fed like Big Meats. Hey, this that shit that I can groove to. She gon' pay like she white cause she choose to. I don't never fall in love, that's what fools do. Bro, you must be high off them drugs, she gon' use you. Not me, I'm the same old key. Get money, stay paid, and remain low key. If I ever get the trick and shit, shame on me. Can't speak for genuine, but I'm the same old